All right, good morning, 10th grade. I hope you guys are doing well today. This is going to be your second set of notes for chapter 18, arthropods. If you remember, arthropods are invertebrates, with jointed feet. Sorry, having some issues this morning, guys. Anyway, invertebrates with jointed feet. Remember, the main thing about an arthropod is they have that exoskeleton, okay? Their skeleton is actually on the outside of their body. And we looked at the ideal arthropod last week in the grasshopper. So we're going to look at some orders of arthropods, an order of insects. Well, we didn't look at the ideal arthropod, we looked at the ideal insect, in the grasshopper last week. We're going to look at some orders of insects today in today's video. Hopefully I'll be posting another video for you on Wednesday, and we'll be talking about arachnids and millipedes and centipedes. So that should be fun, and maybe even crustaceans. We'll see how the day goes. Anyway, orders of insects. Orthoptera, these are straight-winged insects. This order includes crickets, grasshoppers, locusts, mantids, and roaches. So our ideal insect, not bug. We're going to talk about bugs and why they're different than insects with this section. But our ideal insect, the grasshopper, falls into this order, Orthoptera. And you need to start familiarizing yourself with the orders and what they mean, because it's going to show up again when you take your final exam. So start familiarizing yourself with these now. If you have trouble memorizing things, start putting these terms into your head and what they mean. Study them now. You got plenty of time until final exam to start working on this. Odonata. These are toothed insects. This order includes dragonflies and damselflies. Dragonflies cannot walk and can reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. I think dragonflies are so cool. I love to look at them. Their wings, I think their wings are beautiful because sometimes they catch the sun and they create almost this rainbow effect. But then their eyes are really cool too. They're huge compound eyes on top of their head, and just how fast they can flit around. I think they're really awesome. Hemiptera, okay, these are half-winged insects. This order is made up of true bugs, okay, true bugs. Not all insects are considered true bugs. So, but it includes your bed bugs, your squash bugs, and your stink bugs, all of which are a nuisance to mankind in some way, shape, or form. Now they're good for the environment as far as helping keep plants regular, the way they need to be kept in check and things like that. They're great, but they're all a nuisance to man. Okay. Anyway, a true bug. What is a true bug? It's an insect with a half-winged design and piercing, sucking mouth parts. So their wing, it's not that their wings are cut in half, that they're chopped off, but their wings are very much shortened, okay? Very, very much shortened. And they really don't use them a whole lot because they are so short and they have a hard time getting the body up off the ground. But they also have piercing, sucking mouth parts. They have the ability to pierce into whatever they are trying to eat and suck it up like a straw. Homoptera, these are same-winged insects. So if you guys are noticing, a lot of this has to do with the wing of the insect, okay? This order includes cicadas, aphids, leafhoppers, and treehoppers. Many of these insects cause great damage to plant life, okay? These are not so great for trees. And actually, most of the time, they'll eat a tree in no time. I remember when I was I want to say I was in maybe like 3rd grade. I think I was in 3rd grade. At my elementary school in Ohio, we actually had one spring we had a cicada problem, and they hatched out of the ground and they ate every tree on my playground, on our school's playground, I remember. And I remember the teachers telling us not to touch them because they were yucky. but they were really cool to look at and examine. I was that kind of kid that thought they were cool. And they were, the way they left their shells behind, they would molt their exterior exoskeleton, and so you would have this clear, this like tan clear shell of the cicada left behind, and it was super cool to study and look at. I kind of wish that I had some to show you guys right now because they are pretty awesome. Look them up. I would encourage you to look them up. They're pretty cool. Lepidoptera. That's just a fun word to say, Lepidoptera. Anyway, these are scale-winged insects. And what this means is that their wings are not the typical, what we would consider thin, clear insect wing. These actually have scales on their wings, and butterflies and moths. I can never say it the same way twice, so I'm just going to apologize now. Anyway, butterflies and moths belong to this order of insects. Moths are nocturnal, having feathery antennae, and spend their pupal stage in a cocoon, versus butterflies are diurnal, meaning daytime, and they have smooth antennae and spend their pupal stage in a chrysalis. So with butterflies versus moths, it's all about how they wrap themselves up during that pupal stage. How are they? What are they developing in? Are they developing in a cocoon, or are they developing inside a chrysalis? That's the main difference between the two of them. Obviously, when they hatch, there's some big differences. Like moths have feathery antennae. If you study, if you ever see something flying around and it lands long enough for you to study its antenna, and you see little, it looks almost like velvet, like you could run your fingers up it and it would be velvety and soft, then you're dealing with a moth. If you see the antenna, they don't have that. It looks like black or brown swirly things on the end of the insect, then you're dealing with a butterfly. Diptera. These are two-winged insects. This order includes flies, gnats, and mosquitoes. They don't just have one set of wings, they have two. Typically a top set and a bottom set, and that top set is their main set of flying wings. And then Coleoptera, these are sheathed-winged insects. This order includes over 280,000 species of beetles, okay? 280,000 species. I'm not going to break them all down for you here on the slides, but you can just know any type of beetle, anything that has the name beetle in it, falls into the Coleoptera category because it has sheathed wings. And what that means is their wings are protected by a harder outer shell, and they will lift that shell up to reveal the wings underneath, and they'll fly using the wings underneath. A perfect example of this, think of a ladybug. Have you ever seen a ladybug fly? When a ladybug flies, it lifts up that protective outer shell on its back, and its wings pop out and allow it to fly. All right, that's what happens with any type of beetle. Okay, and then you have Hymenoptera, or membrane-winged insects. This order includes your social insects, ants, bees, and wasps that live in colonies. Anything that lives into a colony, well, not anything. Let me take that back. That's a bad way to phrase that. Social insects that live in colonies, large colonies, fall into this category. Okay, there are 3 types of bees in a colony, and this can also be true for ants and wasps as well. But we're going to look at it in reference to bees. You have the queen bee, which is the egg-laying female. She is the main member of the colony. She is the one that is giving birth to new eggs. She is the one that they strive to protect, because if she gets injured, she is not going to be able to produce the colony, and the colony could die off. So the queen is very, very important. Then you have drones. These are the males. And then you have workers, which are non-egg-laying females, okay? And we are going to stop there because we're going to do centipedes and millipedes later this week. Arachnids, however, are your quiz assignment for this week. Hopefully you'll see that in your work folder, what you need to do for that. I'm also going to post it in the LMS for you. But I hope you guys have a good day. I miss you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.